It's update time for the Rodecaster, which does include the Duo as well, by the way, and several amazing goodies to include in this new beta here. Of course, the USB thing is a big one, but before we get into that, let's go over a few of the other things. First up, smart pads are no longer linked in volume, meaning you can adjust the level of each individual pad, something that has been a long time coming, especially if you don't normalize before throwing audio into the smart pads. Some are a whisper, some blow your ears out. This is that fix. Next up is a bit of a tweak to the ducking feature. You can now control how much the channels actually, duck. I don't use that one too much, so let me know down below if that upgrade is a quality of life thing for your content. And finally, this is the update that unlocks all the compatibility with the Wireless Pro. Another way to get another channel on the Rodecaster, which is actually pretty cool. Same as all the other wireless products from Rode, you just pair them and they work. So then, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the USB mics. Now, this has been something that Rode has been teasing for some time, but I can imagine there were some hurdles here. The idea of plugging a USB microphone into an interface has its challenges, to say the least. First up, both the microphone and the interface need to recognize each other, which allows the mic to bypass its own preamp and send the signal straight to the interface. And also the interface needs to recognize that it is a direct send audio signal through the USB port. And it's for that reason that this has never really been done before. Most companies don't have enough reason to make things like this happen due to the fact that they don't generally have multiple successful lines of both interfaces and USB mics. This is unique to Rode's situation for sure. And well, it also means that Rode gets to claim another first. This is the first time people have been able to plug their USB mics into an interface. And before you ask, there is a good chance that this is staying strictly with Rode mics. For now, these are the only mics supported for this endeavor, and I couldn't tell you if or when this is going to change. So then, you have the mic, you have the interface. How do you do this? Well, you're going to need the new beta version of Rode Central, which will allow you to update the Rodecaster. Then you're going to need to upgrade the software on the USB mic you're using as well. Then when you plug the USB mic into the USB 2 port, the signal just pops up on the USB 2 fader. And by the way, once you load it up on USB 2, the mic can have effects applied like any other mic on the Rodecaster Pro 2. As for monitoring, you might want to monitor from the microphone headphone outs to avoid any latency. Now, funny thing, there are a lot of people shrugging right now, wondering why all the fuss. Well, again, this is the first time this has ever been possible between a USB mic and an interface. And this has been a big request from many people. Now, along with the wireless support, you can have up to 5 mics on the Rodecaster Pro 2. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is the use case for this? Well, other than having another way of getting more mics into the board, this has been a huge help for my new desk setup. You see, since I'm now running 2 computers at my desk, I like to have 2 interfaces. I know you can run a USB XLR mic into both, but I really like running the Rodecaster Pro 2 on my Mac. It has way more versatility than just a USB mic plugged in. And with this, I now have the ability to split this Podmic USB to my AudioFuse Studio and the USB to my Rodecaster Pro 2. 1 mic, 2 interfaces, and no mess. Now, for the longest time, I was swapping mics over every time I needed to switch computers, or sometimes I just switch cables. It was a real pain. Now this is just much more streamlined. Now, with all that said, I kind of want to hear from you. Which of these upgrades are going to make your life easier? Let me know down below. Cheers.